Well, hello, folks. Welcome to Taking Ownership of Your Home Business. My name is Earl Teets. I'm the founder of Solutions Will Profit, and it really is a blessing to share with you exactly how you can position yourself as a home entrepreneur into a point of profits that will allow leverage to take its place and income to become your freedom. Now, what I'm going to share with you is a process, not a single event. What you need to recognize is entrepreneurship. Really, it is a process of actions to profits. You need to understand that you only reap what you sow in life. Just because you have now become an entrepreneur doesn't entitle you to a free income on no efforts, because you've purchased a membership with a company that offers a service or a product for sale. You have to put in the work to produce the harvest. If you're not willing to plant the seeds, you're not going to experience the harvest. The good news is success has left clues. And what I'm about to dive into on this screen share is really crucial, because it's going to show you how people have gone from 0 to 7 figures in a single year. You can look at an outline by what's been proven and create a roadmap and have a starting point and something to shoot for. You don't want to fly blind. You want to know where you're going and exactly why you're doing what you're doing and how to position yourself. So ask yourself this question: is what I've described to you a little more realistic? Then here, get in, purchase your link, invite your next guest to the meeting, and be coachable. You kind of deserve a little bit better than that, don't you think? So let's dive right in and show you exactly what we got to do to make that happen as entrepreneurs. So we are recording out of rural Troy, Montana. So we're out of the heart of the Rocky Mountains in northwest Montana. Sometimes the internet hangs with us, sometimes it don't. But welcome to our little slideshow here. The first thing we're going to look at are keys to a profit schedule. Are you adding 3 to 5 new contacts to your prospect list? You have to be able to find a way to do that on a daily basis. And it's really not that complicated. You could get on LinkedIn, Facebook, and connect with people within minutes that have a desire for what you have to offer as an entrepreneur, once you understand the proper professionalism in communication through social network chatting. You can also find people just about anywhere you go throughout your daily routine and identify a problem in conversation that your business may or may not have a solution for. So when you take a look at what we have to offer at Solutions Will Profit, we work in health and wellness because, well, that's where the money's at. People want to feel better. Look at what's marketed on television during the nightly news. It's that latest and greatest pill with a long list of side effects, even worse than what the pill's consumed for. But people are spending $10 to $30 a day on those kind of solutions that are not cures because they want to feel better. So when you look at health or wellness, realize that's going to even increase to even more than what the demand is now over the next 7 years. In fact, from under $250 billion on an annual basis to over $1 trillion potential to be hit a year within the next 7 years, with or without you and I participating. So that's a huge chunk of money to get in front of. The other chunk of money is your proverbial gold mine, being the internet. Back in the 1800s, when California got its start with the big gold rush, the people who made the most wealth were the ones that sold the tools to the people mining for the gold. The internet is your proverbial gold mine. When you have the tools that allow somebody to have the education they need to know how to do what they need to do to be productive online, well, folks, those are the kind of tools that are what's going to create the fortunes in the gold mine of the internet today. It's a section called e-learning. So if you recognize health and wellness and e-learning are trends and that success leaves clues, by being able to capitalize on a trend it positions you in life where you have the opportunity to create generational wealth that goes down your family for generations to come. You can't do that as an employee. While we're talking about success leaving clues, let's look at the fact 90% of America's wealth is held by 3% of its population. And those 3% are entrepreneurs, not employees. We're going to touch on that a little later. So, really, are you adding 3 to 5 new contacts to your prospect list per day? This is a daily activity that's crucial, that is absolutely crucial for professional business practice. What is your schedule for daily solution presentations? You need to know the answer to that question, and it needs to be consistent daily. How are you improving your value and your skill sets today? The more value you put into you, the more value you can share with others. The more value you share with others, the more value comes full circle around to you. It's called the law of sowing and reaping. You are a business professional. Wouldn't it make sense to develop things like people skills, social network usage, the ability to understand how to properly advertise online and offline? These are all skill sets that you can work at daily. A big one being communication. So, are you adding value to you daily so you can bring more value to your business daily? Who did you help improvement today? When you actually have a schedule on a budget and know what your business is all about, you have a daily routine that you practice to profits. When it's so simple that you can duplicate that process in the leverage of other people, who did you help in your business strategy to improve today? Who did you walk through the proven methods of business to profit that are working for you? So as you help someone else get what they want, you can enjoy what you want. A little quote I learned from both John Maxwell and Zig Ziglar. You know, if you're not willing to help other people get what they want, how could you ever expect to enjoy what you want out of life? It is the law of sowing and reaping. The next is, will your budget for the day show profit over expense of operation? What good would it do to run a business into the negative 30 days in a row? You need to have a budget for your business and understand how it fits into your process. Without this, you don't have a business, you have a hobby. Over 90% chance you will not be successful at generating income. Okay, results in sequence with 90-day business plan. If you take a look at what Eric Worre teaches in his book, Go Pro, if you look at what Napoleon Hill taught in the book, Think and Grow Rich, you have to have a definite major purpose to what your objective is, with a daily roadmap and writing of what you intend to transfer for wealth. What is it that you're going to practice each and every day with the true understanding there is no such thing as something for nothing? Understand, the internet is nothing more than a communication platform. It's not a welfare program. It's not alimony. It's not child support. It is a community where people communicate. How you communicate depends on whether or not you profit as an entrepreneur. So you need to make sure that you have a written plan in writing for your first 90 days. It's taught in Think and Grow Rich. It's taught in Go Pro. And just about any 7-figure earner who's made it in network marketing or affiliate marketing will teach you that if you don't have that action plan in writing for the first 90 days of your business practice, the odds of you creating income are literally slim to none. It's not sissy stuff. It's not learn as you go and figure it out along the way. It's called professional business practice. And when you treat your business like it's a profession, it will pay you like one. Let's go to the next slide here. Whoops, that's the wrong slide. There we go. Only actions can be measured. What are your top 3 fishing holes for new business? Do you look at Facebook for the Facebook chat? Within 5-10 minutes, you can start a conversation with a complete stranger. Allow them to tell you the story of what's happening in their life. In that story, you can identify a problem. Then you can clarify in that chat. Would you like to solve that problem now, or were you just venting? No, I'd like to get that problem solved now. Great. Would A or B time be a good time for you to see that solution? Now, when you can utilize the power of the internet, utilizing Facebook or LinkedIn with their live online chats, those are fishing holes that you can pick up new business. The other fishing holes are the places that you are on a personal level throughout your daily routine. Where are you running into people? Can you have conversations with them? Identify problems that they're facing that your business has solutions to. Remember, at Solutions Will Profit, we capitalize on 2 major trends. 1, people want to feel better. 2, e-learning. All right, home business. So when you realize that 3/4 of America, 75% of the population, is a $600 to $1,000 emergency from complete financial catastrophe, it kind of makes sense to get excited about having solutions that help with problems that have that much of a major magnitude on our population. 75% of the population needs to make more money. You have a way to point and grunt and get paid for it online through your smartphone, your laptop, or your home computer. This is an exciting time to be positioned with solutions on the market on a global scale as an entrepreneur. Next, are you completing 10 solutions viewed? Or excuse me, how many out of 10 solutions viewed purchased? These are questions that are important because you need to track your actions. Remember, only actions can be measured. So when you do get 10 solutions viewed, if you did 5 a week, 1 hour a day, 5 days a week, for 2 weeks in a row, then you've got 10 presentations given. How many people made a purchase? And see, when you're booking an appointment, set an appointment based on a person's need to solve a problem rather than you having the best opportunity in the planet, surrounded by the most successful gurus, and it's crap or get off the pot. You don't want to miss the boat. Okay, think about what I'm saying. 90% of people who operate business that way do not create income. They're leading on hypothetical lies that less than 2 out of 10,000 people ever even get to accomplish. So when you look at something from a realistic point of view, yes, this is my problem. I would like to solve it now. Good, I got some information where people just like you are able to get that very problem solved. I think you're going to enjoy what you see. Would 8 o'clock tonight or 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon fit your schedule best? You're giving them an either or for a solution to a problem they're facing. It increases your odds of appointment attendance by more than 75%. Why? People are looking for solutions. When they can see a way to solve a problem that they have versus see a chance that, well, maybe I'll be the 1 in a million that wins the lottery today, what do you think is going to benefit your business the most? It's the simplicity. Do you have that consistency of solutions for the problems that the masses are facing? And when you do, you're in a really sweet spot as an entrepreneur. Next question, will the hours of operation pattern consistently weekly? There's 52 weeks in a year. And if you really want to set yourself up for success, you have to have a pattern each week. That means if things don't go good this week, next week, you put in the same exact numbers and you could see double the production. But if you don't put in the actions, you won't see that harvest. You need to understand the cycle of sowing and reaping. You plant seeds, and you'll get a harvest. We'll talk more on this a little farther into the presentation. Did you add your skill sets daily with personal development? What did you do to work on you? Did you read 10 pages out of a book that will teach you ways to improve the skill sets that you practice with the business that you operate? Have you watched an instructional video from a person who has succeeded farther beyond what you would imagine succeeding yourself, so you can learn from them? Maybe it's a Facebook Live, maybe it's a YouTube video, maybe it's a webinar presentation. Did you do something to add to your skill sets daily to increase the value to your business? Next, we look at who did you duplicate profiting actions with this week. You're in a position where you're going to teach people to do actions that you practice daily that put profits in your pocket weekly. So if you're actually practicing those actions as you bring people onto your team, are you able to get them to practice the same actions and experience the same pay? And when you have a comp plan that's not geared on bringing in a team that's already established first for optimum commissions, you have them odds in your favor. And that's what we have for you at solutionswillprofit.com. So you take a look at these things and recognize only actions can be measured. If you're not putting any of the actions in that need to be measured to determine your success, the success you're searching for will not come to pass. The next thing we have to look at is no budget means no profit. As a home business coach, I ask 2 questions, usually in the first 5 minutes of conversation with a client that's never operated a home business before. And I ask them, what is it that you operate on as far as a monthly budget? And do you see more profit than operation expense in your process? Most of them don't even understand what I'm talking about. And that's a real indicator that they're part of the 90% who are pretending to earn that are not. So you got to be able to recognize that. No budget means no profit. You have a monthly product. There's a monthly service. Do you have your auto ship there? You can call these acquisition fees, so to speak. You don't have your auto ship paid for every month of specific companies, or your automatic shipment, or your monthly qualifiers in place, you don't earn commissions. It costs money to put yourself in that position as a business owner. So why would you not budget that into your action plan? Okay. Quarterly travel for training and event expenses. Do you know what they are in your business? Are you planning for them in advance? And are you putting them in the budget? Weekly ad spend. I was just on a webinar this week with a friend of mine who I learned a lot from in the digital marketing world. He's a master trainer by the name of Mark Hoverson. And he was speaking about ad spend with online marketers. The rookie marketer in Facebook, at least until they figure out what they're doing, can spend up to $10 a day in ad spend. Recognize that $10 a day in ad spend times 30 days is $300 a month, and that's amateur level. He stated that 6- and 7-figure earning process comes from having enough leads to be in connection with on a daily basis. And those are found by spending more, which means $40 a day ad spend. So when you take $40 a day times the 20 days that you're going to work, if you're taking the weekends off on the 4 weeks a month, that's going to be $800 in ad spend. Okay, and that's to find people who are qualified for your leads. Now, it's important you recognize you got to start somewhere. What if you started at $10 a day in Facebook ad spend to get the right demographics in place for your advertising? to really dial in your audience target to where you can turn that $10 a day in ad spend into, say, $20 a day in profit. And when you can do that, then you can scale that ad spend up to $40 a day. And now you're really in the profit range. So I hope you understand what I'm talking about when I talk about ad spend. It's part of professional businesses. The biggest businesses advertise online and spend money for that ad spend. And the biggest businesses advertise on television and spend money for that ad spend. So when you're talking about being a professional entrepreneur, it's not sissy stuff. It's not optional stuff. You're creating a brand. You're sharing solutions that are truthful. And what you offer to the market benefits the market. There's no shame in advertising that properly and being consistent with that to having enough prospects for your business on a regular basis. Now, if you don't have the money for ad spend, you can invest your time into your lead generation by utilizing the social networks like Facebook and LinkedIn, where you can do the demographic searches for people of certain types and have all the criteria met that fits the demographics of your perfect ideal prospect. And now you can start about 20 conversations a day with complete strangers that meet that criteria. And out of that 20 conversations, you will probably be able to find 5 people who have a problem that your business has a solution for. And as you develop that skill set and put the time into it, you can produce the business that creates the profits. And then once you got the profits coming in, now you can invest those profits into ad spend by working your way there with sweat equity. That means putting in the work and practicing your skill sets to profits for the field that you do business in. Now, next, you have your monthly internet and phone expenses. Are those wrote into your budget? You need your phone and internet to practice business on a professional scale. To not have this in your business plan would be ludicrous. It's part of the puzzle that needs to be in there. Next, we look at maintenance. Are you using your vehicle to go to and from public meetings? Do you have good tires, tire pressure, maintenance on the vehicle? Stuff like that needs to be paid for. How about stationery like your business cards or maybe flyers that you hand out as you're communicating with people face to face? These are all business expenses. Last but not least, that we discussed on the no budget means no profit is home business credit advantage. Often, the difference between a traditional brick and mortar business and a home business operated on the internet is you don't have near as much overhead to produce the end results. So it positions you to be able to leverage your business expenses for the entire work quarter on a credit card. And if you look at your monthly payments from an entire work quarter worth of work expenses to operate the business and startup costs, the monthly payment is less than what a smoker on welfare spends who's food stamp dependent. They aren't buying cigarettes with food stamps. They have to use cash money. $8 a day times 30 days is $240 a month. With Solutions Will Profit, you can embark on these 2 trends to really serve the masses with them, and your operation expenses to capitalize on both trends are less than what that smoker on welfare spends cash money to smoke their cigarettes. I'm not picking on smokers. I'm showing you a proven path of affordability to operate a home business. A credit card is there to be your emergency backup. Have you reached that point in your life where it's time to create some more income streams into your family's home and have the security of your first 90 days of business expenses covered as you leverage that on your credit card. Now you can focus on your daily actions to profit, and without the fear of, I hope my business is going to make it, you have a lot less stress, which puts a lot of conviction in your process because you're positive about what you practice. So avoid the ditch. Don't fly blind. This is important. Entrepreneurship and employment are complete separate mindsets. Again, 90% of America's wealth is held by just 3% of its population. That 3% of Americans are entrepreneurs. They are not employees. Entrepreneurs do not think like employees think. So if you try to operate your entrepreneurial business as an employee would a job, the odds of that creating profit are slim to none. Okay? So if you avoid the ditch, you don't fly blind. The largest leader in the history of the world, whether you believe in him or not, is Jesus Christ. He said, if the blind lead the blind, they'll both fall into a ditch. If you talk to an employee about how to be an entrepreneur, you are allowing the blind to lead the blind. You need a coach that has experience at earning on commissions, communicating for profit, and scheduling actions that profit on a professional scale. Until someone's done these things, they don't have the experience it takes to lead you where you need to be able to go. So there's common traits in over 90% who fail to profit as a business in less than 6 months' time. 90% of startups fail to earn. So what is it that they all got in common? Well, not one of them planned their first work quarter and put it into written format. Again, not one of them planned their first work quarter and put it into written format, showing a budget and potential profit projections. If you were to go to a bank and expect a bank to loan you money on a business, that bank is going to want to see a written business plan of what you intend to do for the money you expect to earn and how much your operation expenses are and what are your profits left over those operation expenses. So you need to recognize that if you think it's sissy stuff to put that action plan into writing and know what your process is on a daily basis, then you're going to find yourself not earning when you should be earning. It's absolutely crucial. It's not optional if you want to create income. So, establish your personal daily action plan for your first 12 weeks. That's 90 days. Put that into writing with clear descriptions, and you will position yourself ahead of 90% of the people that you're in the market with as competition. Now look at it this way. Every single major achiever that's ever worked as an entrepreneur, what happened to them? They were mocked. They were made fun of and criticized along the journey to success. It's part of the process. Okay? Look at Thomas Edison. He found out 13,999 ways that the light bulb don't work. But the 14,000th time he tried, he found a way that the light bulb would work. He failed his way to success along the steps of failure, stepping up on his failures and over them to succeed. Okay? Look at Henry Ford, the founder of Ford Automobiles. He was sent home in grammar school with a note saying that he did not have what it takes to even be successful in school. Yet, he was one of the most lucrative people throughout the Great Depression, one of the largest financial geniuses and inventors of its time. So you got to recognize that just because the masses say you can't do it doesn't mean that you won't be able to do it. You have to grow thick skin and realize that often the circumference of people around you are going to poke fun at you until your business transforms. And then you'll see a point in time when your business is really producing, you finally made it. Instead of making fun of you, they will want to join you and they will come to you in groves. Why? Because you learned how to plant your seeds proper daily. So keep these things in mind. Let's go to the next slide. And simplicity plus consistency pays best. Simplicity plus consistency pays best. You need to set the pace that you wish your business to produce with actions practiced daily that you expect each that you bring into your business to practice. It's your magic lure to attract other producers. By sowing, reaping will be delivered. But if you refuse to sow, you will not reap. So are you putting in at least the minimum of 1 hour a day, 5 days per week? And I promise you this from the bottom of my heart. If you can't schedule 1 hour a day, 5 days a week to create your own success as an entrepreneur at this time in your life, the timing is just not there for you to become an entrepreneur. You have to accept the fact that it's a process, not a single event. You have to be willing to set the pace. So if you want to make sure that you're setting the pace, you can duplicate things very simple like. When 5 solution presentations properly are scheduled, according to the Direct Sales Association, 1 average purchase is completed. So if you take a look at those kind of statistics, if you're doing 5 days a week, 4 weeks out of the month, that means you do 20 with no excuses every month, and 4 out of 5 times you fail, 1 out of 5 times you succeed. This gathers 4 business builders. Times 12 months, that's 48 that you personally enrolled in a 12-month period. When you look at the average producer, top producer in network marketing or direct sales, you take a look at what they have in common. They enroll an average of 42 that are personally enrolled. The team of thousands are under that 42 that was personally enrolled during that year. So when you take a look at, can you do it? Absolutely. The question to ask yourself is, are you willing to put the commitment into your own business? Now, of course, we are not making any claims or promise of earnings here because results depend on actions completed. You have to be simple with consistency daily. Now, I want you to take a look at that. If you can do it 3 times a day, that's 15 hours a week instead of 5 hours a week, it's still part-time. Even if you do it 5 hours a day, 5 times a week, that's 25 hours a week, part-time, that you can create some big efforts with. But what you choose to practice is the pace that your business will grow. So if you want to draw people to you that are at least committed to no less than 1 exposure a day properly to their business opportunity, that means your actions have to be in sequence. You have to be doing 1 new set of eyeballs on your opportunity a day, 5 days a week. And by sowing those actions into your business, you will attract other producers who will also sow their actions into their business. But if you don't put the actions into the business and you just tell others what they should be doing, you're going to sponsor a lot of people just like you who know what to do but are not doing it. So it's really crucial. Are you setting the pace with your business? So you take a look at the things that we've shared here, and it really helps out. Let's look at the next slide, okay? Conviction delivers profit. If you do not know the journey, it makes it hard to lead. Understanding your direction of measurable actions practice will provide a glow of confidence or conviction in your presence. Why is that? Well, 90% of your competition thinks it's sissy stuff to put their business plan into writing and stick to it with commitment. So 90% of the people that start a home business up today think that stuff is sissy stuff, and 90% of them do not earn. So 90% of your competition is missing this vital element in the process to profits as an entrepreneur. So it kind of helps that you know this. Pure confidence is a harvest from actions repeated successfully. The more you repeat the actions that produce profits into your business, the more money that you make. The more money you make, the more confident you get. So in order to make the money, you have to put in the actions to create that pure confidence that your business deserves and is worthy of. Now, those who achieved the most climbed up the most steps of failure to the destination of victory. So you have to be willing to look at that. Even in doing one presentation a day, 5 days a week, doing 20 presentations a month, failing completely 16 times, and 4 times you succeed. At the end of the month, there's your income. But you won't get to the income part without the 16 times failing first to find the 4 times that you succeed. Are you willing to set the pace? Excuse me. So, those who achieved the most climbed up the most steps of failure to the destination of victory. To put in actions in your business brings the conviction that your business needs. All your top earners teach that it's never the height of your logic, but it is always the depth of your conviction that allows a person to make a purchasing decision. So if you want to have strong conviction, it's real simple. Set the pace with your actions. So let's take a look at the next slide. Listen for your point of service. There's always a place to serve somebody with what you have to offer at Solutions Will Profit. Either they feel like crap in one area and they want to feel better, or they're not making enough money and they want to earn money, or they want to automate their business so they have more time with their family and less time behind the computer screen. You have solutions to all of those problems. So it's never the information about your opportunity for them that draws the desire for purchase. It's in the recognition that you truly have their best interest as that point of destination. Once they grasp that what you just shared with them achieves their desire from point now to point of destination, they really don't need to be convinced to take the next step. In fact, what you'll find is you couldn't talk them out of taking the next step because you showed them something that they believe they can accomplish with, and they're ready to get started. So confirm that they want the problem solved when you're letting them tell the story and they share a problem with you in their story. If I understand what you're saying, your problem is ABC. And if you could get ABC solved today, that would be a blessing to your life. Is that correct? Yes. So you're not just venting. No, I'm not. Great. Would A or B time be best for you to see the solution to that problem that you just made? People love to see a solution to a problem they're facing versus a hype story of creating $10,000 in 90 days that maybe 2 out of 10,000 people will have the skill sets in place to accomplish. Don't you think that the people you do business with deserve the path with the odds in their favor? Remember, you're sorting through 4 seeds that won't take out of 5 planted. The most followed leader, Jesus Christ, whether you believe in him or not, shares some truth on the law of sowing and reaping. Just think about it this way. It's 420 Jesus style. Okay? Mark chapter 4, verses 1 through 20, he talks about 5 seeds being planted on a daily basis. This is the wisdom that famous author Frank Bedker from the Great Depression, who wrote a book called How I Raised Myself from Failure to Success Through Selling, stating that you could never see a guy go wrong in this industry that had the courage to share their solution 5 times in a given day, 5 days a week. Okay? So you take a look at, where did that author get that wisdom from? It's Jesus 4:20 in Mark chapter 4, verses 1 through 20. 5 seeds are planted, 4 of them don't take, and 1 does. And it turns into a tree that produces fruit, some 30, some 60, some 100-fold. Are you willing to plant the seeds daily to set the pace in your business? And when you recognize that you are in a process of sorting, 4 out of 5 seeds often won't take when you're planting the seeds, you can get excited about planting those seeds daily. At the end of the month, you got 20 seeds planted. You got 16 of them that didn't sprout and 4 of them that did sprout. And the income from those 4 that sprouted because you taught them properly takes care of your whole situation. You're following the law of sowing and reaping, helping enough other people get what they want so you can in turn have what you want. My master trainers that I've plugged into over the years have really embedded that into my head. People like Zig Ziglar and John Maxwell. Another mentor of mine named Max Steingart, a social media expert who has a circle of influence around him of over 700 people that have gone from 0 to $1 million earnings. So I've took the time to learn from people and share the best of what I've learned with you right here. Let's look at the next slide, okay? 9 to 12 months, your skyrocket growth is going to hit months 9 to 12. Why? Because in months 1 to 3, you're doing exactly what we finished saying. You are putting a pattern of actions to profit into your business, and you're setting that pattern into motion. In months 4 to 6, you're able to improve on the actions that you've practiced and create more income in the exact same pattern. Months 7 through 9, the process is then mastered. And when months 10 through 12 take place, the leverage is duplicated on a massive scale from the people that you brought onto your team in months 1 through 3, 4 through 6, and 7 through 9. So it's really critical that you recognize this and understand it, because you don't want to quit halfway through the process and leave all that money on the table that would have been there had you just held your grounds, set the pace, stayed consistent, made no excuses, and created your results. Now, out of 100 people who begin this journey in entrepreneurship, 3% who begin in month 1 will stay consistent through month 12. That means 97 out of 100 people will not. You need to recognize this as a process. Those 3% average in a month what most earn in a year. The question to ask yourself is, will you stay the course? Do you believe in what you're part of enough to consistently set that pattern, even if it's on a minimum scale of 1 hour a day, 5 days a week, 20 days a month, failing 16 times to succeed 4 times? And what if you get to month number 12 and you don't see the personal enrollments averaging 4 a month until the end of month 12? You signed up so many in month 12 that all of a sudden those averages go back to month 1, and you can see the average there of 4 per month making sense. And you can hit that 48, which is 6 more than the average top earner enrolled, being 42 in the industry today. So you got to ask yourself, are you willing to set the pattern into motion, realizing there is no such thing as something for nothing? Are you going to put on those 5 presentations every single week for 52 weeks in a row? And when you do that, months 9 through 12 is your skyrocket growth, because you put the work in properly in months 1 through 3, in months 4 through 6, in months 7 through 9. You've mastered the process, and now as you practice it again in months 10, 11, and 12, you will see the skyrocket growth and the majority of pay earned in your business for the entire year in that last 3 months work. So hopefully you are clearly seeing this is a process, not an event. So what you want to do to keep this process fun is our last screen here. Develop your achievement rewards. Set a quarterly benchmark as it is reached. A treat for the occasion. Maybe it's a weekend getaway with you and your spouse to celebrate the fact that you put 12 weeks of consistent effort into your business to set a pace for profit and emotion that can be improved on over the next 3 months. When your income from your business doubles your job income 6 months in a row, maybe you could give yourself a bigger reward. Maybe you can purchase a new vehicle and have it paid for free and clear. Wouldn't that be nice? What will your reward be after your business pays off your debts and your mortgage? Maybe a college fund for the grandkids. Maybe it's a vacation home in a beautiful location. Visualize each of these victory celebrations each day before you begin your process, and grab a clear understanding of what your purpose is in your plan. And it'll create that aura around you that you know exactly what you're doing, how you're going to do it, and that you're successful at doing it. And when you have that glow of confidence around you, because you have a business plan that you practice in front of you, the only thing stopping you from the success that you deserve is the time it takes to set it in motion. So hopefully, folks, what I've shared with you here has really helped you out. We're going to stop with the screen share, and I want to congratulate you for taking some time to see some truth that will set you free. The only thing you need to do now is take the time to pull out a piece of paper and a notebook and start your action plan. Map out your 90-day action plan, put it in writing, and commit to those efforts. Now, recognize that as the founder of Solutions Will Profit, I am here to help you. You can find me on LinkedIn or Facebook chats. You can text message me. You can call me. I'm a phone call away. Again, the website that allows you to be in contact with me and me to be in contact with you. You go to solutionswillprofit.com, enter your information into that page. You'll start getting emails from me with some very serious tips to your success. But right now, you're watching the most important video you possibly could in your career. You're understanding how to put the roadmap together that you're going to follow the next 90 days of business to put a pace to profits in your business that can only multiply from there if you continue the process. Again, congratulations for taking some time to see some truth that can set you free. It's not a free lunch, entrepreneurship, but it's the best tasting lunch you'll ever eat when it's been prepared properly. And what we just showed you today is a roadmap that several people have gone from zero to $1 million income with as home business entrepreneurs. It's a pleasure to share some truth with you that can set you free. I look forward to meeting you on the journey. God bless you.